So there you have it. Anyway, guys, let's move on now to do our reaction video of Samson. Oh boy, I hope I'm ready. Okay, guys, are you guys ready? I'm ready for this one. Let's now get into the heart of the message.
Fellow Americans, good morning. Certain dates echo throughout history.
The January 6th insurrection.
January 6th attack on the United States Capitol.
The January 6th Capitol insurrection.
January 6th.
January 6th.
January the 6th.
January 6th.
Including dates that instantly remind all who have lived through them where they were and what they were doing when our democracy came under assault.
Now, the January 6th thing, the attack on the Capitol was a serious thing. And I'm not underplaying the nature of it. Now, there's a lot that went into that. But I think it's being used and abused for other reasons as well. I think what happened there are some... He's been politicized in such a way that it becomes almost a weapon to either control or change narratives. I don't know. That's my perspective. I could be wrong about this, but I hear it so much. And I'm not saying it didn't happen. It's not a real thing, but I think it's one of those things that is being used and abused anyway for other agenda.
These clear acts of sedition and violence and terrorism.
A violent terrorist attack on the Capitol.
Such an attack on our democracy.
Violent attack to overthrow an election.
The worst attacks in American history.
If I can't have it my way, I'll burn the whole country down.
Dates that occupy not only a place on our calendars, but a place in our collective memory. December 7th, 1941. September 11th, 2001.
Uh-oh. Here comes Samson. Now, by the way, the name of this song is The Sixth Sense. All right, let's keep listening.
And January 6th, 2021.
So you put January 6th, 2021 on the same level with 9/11? I don't know. I'm not sure if that's the same thing at all. I mean, there's a parallel, but not to that degree. Have mercy.
And January 6th, 2021.
Newsflash, nobody gives a fuck about it. We all admit that shit was pretty dumb, but that's about it. When we saw the news, we were shocked and we were kind of tense. Like, damn. Then we forgot about it by the 10th. Nobody's walking around stressing over Jan 6. It happened and that was it. We haven't gave a damn since. It's all good when riots are kept in the hood, but now you're freaking out because this was in the neck of your woods. Now it's a big deal. Now it gets real. Now it's important to us. Not
good.
Back then in 2020 when stores were...
That is actually a good point. Okay. He got me with the... Yeah, man. He pointed out the double standard. The double standard. Yeah. When the neighborhoods were getting burned down, small businesses were getting shut down and destroyed and looting over racial divisions that was taking place in 2019, early 2018 and 19. These were not so much of a big talk. And I do agree by that comparison he just made here. There's a lot of truth in that. I mean, this is what Samson does. This is what Samson does. Now, so what say you? What say you? Let me read the comments over there. So I need to know what you guys are thinking and talking about. Yeah. How about that? It's a horrible, the Bible tells us, choose life. That's right. That's right, Debbie. Choose life. This is found in Deuteronomy, by the way. Very good one. I strongly dislike her. I can understand why. And yeah, I'm not sure how she answers questions either. I mean, I feel somewhat weird about it. I don't want to say too much, but I'm not sure how well she does in that position as a vice president. Anyway, I'll stay quiet. Hundreds of thousands of deaths. Veterans has what New York Times admitting. Yeah, Maxwell, it's fire, man. It's fire. It's fire. It's fire. So let's go back to the song, man, because he's doing his thing. All right, Samson, you go ahead, boy.
It's a big deal. Now we can...
I want to hear that again. He called it out.
Then we forgot about it by the 10th. Nobody's walking around stressing over Jan 6. It happened and that was it. We haven't gave a damn since. It's all good when riots are kept in the hood, but now you're freaking out cause this was in the neck of your woods. Now it's a big deal. Now it gets real. Now it's important to us. Not back then in 2020 when stores were boarded up. Not back then when goods were looted and folks were brutalized. Not then, but right now, cause it happened to the suit and ties. That's just way above.
Yeah. So, according to what he is saying here, there were many other January 6 events that had taken place in the past, but were not acknowledged because it didn't happen to the people who were up there. There were many houses, many homes, many businesses that were shattered, broken, destroyed. Things were stolen from them. But that was no big deal because it didn't happen to those in a suit and tie. Wow. What a logic.
Brutalized, not then, but right now, cause it happened to the suit and ties. That shit's way above my head. We were fucking shit up all year with demonstrations that left dozens dead. But people like Nancy didn't flinch, in fact, they loved it then. People will do what they do, bitch, ain't that what you said? Yep. There's literally compilation videos of you and all your colleagues inciting this kind of crap. So it's very fascinating to watch you swallow your words. You put your own foot in your mouth and now you're forced to dial it back. It's fine when you encourage it in my town, in his town, in her town. When the whole fucking city's being burnt down, you smile as you give the green light for mobs to rob shit, but as soon as it comes close to you, then it's a problem. Got it. I don't condone what happened on that day, especially the officers that were assaulted. I would never dare. But as for all the politicians that were there, you fuck us over all the time, so don't expect us to care. I care more about the store owner that's getting beat down in front of his shop just for trying to protect his place of business. He would probably help me if he saw me on the ground dying. Y'all wouldn't do a damn thing. Shit, you'd probably say good riddance. You'd walk right over me like I was a crack and you were trying to save your mother's back like a 5-year-old kid. If you did acknowledge me, you probably nudge my body and go, aw, little fucker must have died of COVID. You know it's true.
Wow.
Stop bluffing. They do absolutely nothing that is trusting. Kamala, for you to compare this to Pearl Harbor and 9/11 is disrespectful and fucking disgusting.
That is actually true, though. Samson is raw. Samson is raw, boy. Yeah, there was no comparison. 9/11 and Pearl Harbor and January 6. It's like, that's just... I don't know where Kamala Harris got that comparison narrative from. It was just the worst thing I've heard. Anyway, so Samson, you on point, brother.
It's true. Stop bluffing. They do absolutely nothing that is trusting. Kamala, for you to compare this to Pearl Harbor and 9/11 is disrespectful and fucking disgusting. That's the most self-centered thing that I've ever seen. Compared to those events, it's not even worth remembering. No one that I know is even still paying attention to it. We'd all forget this shit in like a month if nobody mentioned it. Yep. And you know it too. You're gonna milk this thing and squeeze it till it's bone dry and it won't drip any juice. While your stupid committee's wasting money convicting people from a year ago while CNN runs continuous loops. We would rather hear you address a million other issues. We don't want to listen to you cry. Get a fucking tissue.
Wow. Oh, man. I can't take him anymore. He is way too much for me. Somebody go get this guy some help. There's a lot of double standard that he's calling out here, and I actually felt that way myself. He just has a way of putting his finger on these issues, man. Yeah. It's okay. We can learn from the past, and we can see how we can utilize things to make sure they don't happen again. I'm all for that. But to utilize it for political experiences and purposes, I'm all against that. So, yeah, Samson. You're on point, brother. Yo, he's cut from a different cloth, man. He is wild.
Thing and squeeze it till it's bone dry and it won't drip any juice. While your stupid committee's wasting money convicting people from a year ago while CNN runs continuous loops. We would rather hear you address a million other issues. We don't want to listen to you cry. Get a fucking tissue. So many things could be dealt with in a jiff, but you would rather sit in front of us and smell your own shit. Ooh. I refuse to show concern for a group of people that I have no respect for. I won't go there. I'm not happy about it. I'm not mad about it either. I'm just neutral on the issue. I just don't care. Yeah, I'm back.
Oh man, this dude is wild. I can't take him anymore. Samson, you can't do that. You can't do that to people, man. All right. First of all, I want to say fire for a number of reasons. He called out the double standards. He also made sure that they understand you don't speak for all of us. You know, your January 6th narrative that you keep on putting on the screen every political discussions you have, somewhat, you connected it as a basis, as a cornerstone to support your view. You can't speak for all of us because some of us don't feel that way. I know I don't. I'm not saying he was good, but I don't think about it. Honestly, I forgot all about it. I did one video on my channel and I spoke a little bit about it for about 8 minutes and then that was it. You know, the people who lost their lives, it is really sad. We ought to sympathize and empathize with those families. And those police officers that were used and abused, it was just wrong. And what was done that day was bad, okay? There's no justifying it. But comparing it to Pearl Harbor, comparing it to 9/11, are you crazy? Like, what's wrong with you? It's not the same thing at all. Not to the highest degree. Not even 1/10. Are you serious right now? So I think something is obviously motivating these discussions for other political purposes. It is very obvious to me. You know, Simpson did also an awesome job, you know, and again, when you can look past Simpson's language, you can see his heart. He is just fed up with the mess, man. And I have to agree. I feel the same way all the time. You know, there's so much politicizing of the issue. There's so much other reasonings that are being attached to the issue. It make it somewhat disgusting to even discuss, to even think about, because it's kind of like, stop using that as a benchmark for other reasons, man. Your motive and your intent for using it is simply incorrect. Yeah, we can learn from this to make sure it doesn't happen again. But all the extra stuff that is connected to that, it's crazy. And what he did here by calling out the double standard was also a great job in the light of, yeah, what was all the lootings that we were having in our neighborhoods and what's been happening on a day-to-day. I mean, what's been happening all the time, even in our in the streets, you know, gang violence all over the place. These are not issues that are very much a big concern, but January 6th is the talk of the day. We have to hear it all the time. It's that we gotta be reminded of what happened there. It's like the crime of the cream of the crop kind of crime thing, you know? Anyway, what say you? I digress. Let's turn over to you now. I want to hear your thought and your perspective. James Maxwell, you said that they are using a tactic called projection. It seems very similar to what the LGBT community do with their narrative, right? They're projecting their views on their children. It seems like these political systems are just using this as it's more like an entering wedge, you know, and it's kind of like you stuff like a turkey kind of thing. You want to stuff the turkey and you kind of have to have that syringe. It's like January 6th is that syringe to stuff people with other thing, and they fill it up with other thing and just stick it in them. It seems like that's what it is to me. I could be wrong though. Yeah. Mark say, yeah, Kamala Harris is it's a cringe. A lot of people don't like her. I can understand why though. I'm not for nor against for me, but I think it's just I just don't understand her way of communicating things. I think that is the one that seems very strange to me. I don't seem to have a good grasp on her communication skills. She doesn't do a good job answering questions. James Maxwell, they pushed through the election result and they were false, tainted. They committed their insurrection that day. Yeah, there were a lot of reasons attached to it. And I think some of the people were also deceived and misled as well. I'm not sure if I would blame Trump completely for it. I think Trump had a part to play, but people made their decisions. It seems like people already had that in mind to do, even before Donald Trump started talking. So, yeah, there's more to the story. I don't know the whole entire thing. So, there were no police killed by them. Yeah, okay. The only one killed was Ashley Babbitt, and some girl in the tunnel. Police holding her down, and they said that she has some drug in her. They want to hurt Trump. Yeah, and what I understand is why you're comparing that. Thank you for this fact, Debbie. Why are you comparing that to Pearl Harbor, where hundreds, thousands were lost? Why are you comparing that to 9/11? Anyway, so strange, though. But hey, man, what say you? What does the scripture say? Let's turn about to the Bible quickly, guys, and I want to give you a biblical perspective very quickly. This is where I take my stand. So much going on in the world, and if we're not careful, we can become overwhelmed and distracted. Look what the Bible says. In Colossians chapter 3, look at what it says in verse 2. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. I could say so much more to that. Right there goes an answer for you. Now, while we live on earth, we must always remain heavenly minded. Did you hear what I said? We live down here, but we think upward. This is the reason why when things happen in this world, while it is part of our problems, part of our discussion, we need to address them for what they are. But don't become overwhelmed by these things, because it could be a form of distraction to keep you from God's ultimate plan for your life. We are told the word affection here is the word sentiments, opinions, love, purpose. It's like you have to think heavenward instead of thinking down here, because what's happening for sure in our world is that it's passing away. It's passing away. It's not gonna be forever. No matter how much we love our country, and we should by all means love and cherish our values here in this country, no matter where you're from, love and protect your country and do the things you're supposed to do. But remember, do not put your affections on things down here. Put your affections on things above. Think heavenly. Read your Bible. Pray. Seek God's face. This is the way you want to live while your body is here, but your mind must be in the heavens. We ought to live down here, be connected, and do the things we ought to be doing, but our heart must be with God. So that will help us a lot from losing our mind when things just don't go our way. Now, let's go to our next video.